welcome gamers to Gamer Guide channel. I am Rollin and also Gamer Guide, and today we're going to be playing Banished, and I guess we'll go ahead and name a new town here. We can all share in the construction of. I'm going to call it, I guess, Wraulings. That will work. So I usually play as Rollin in my games, so we'll just go with that. Basically, we're going to be trying to get our town of little medieval villagers up to about a population of 300. Or the alternative would be we die horribly to disease, famine, some kind of natural disaster, and that will end the series one way or another. This would probably be a series that goes on for a little bit, as I played this a little bit in single player mode, and I'm about halfway to 300 on my single player game. But I figured let's go ahead and do a let's play, as I'm enjoying the game a lot, and love to get some feedback from you guys. You might have some good suggestions too on how to make our little village of citizens make it to the end and get to 300 quicker. So definitely I encourage you guys to leave feedback in the comments about this series if your experiences with Banished. And if not, just come along for the ride. It should be a lot of fun. Alright, so we're going and we're creating our new world here. I am going to be playing some more Robocraft, and somebody had suggested in the comments too to check out the game called Starmade, which I checked out on YouTube, and it looked like a pretty cool game, something I'd probably be into, so you might expect that too if you're not into a simulator Sims kind of game. In this game you don't really fight anybody, it's just more about survival, so you're trying to keep your people from freezing. I'm pausing the game real quick. Trying to keep them from starving, and so you're just using the resources around you to do that, and you'll either get wiped out, which is a lot easier to do than it sounds, or your little town will grow and prosper. So I have a little experience, so I think our odds are pretty good unless we get hit with some natural disaster that I'm not prepared for. I'm taking a look here at what's near us. It looks like we have our main river. This main river here, the big fat river, is where our supplies will come down. Looks like we have a lake pretty near us, and then we have a little creek on the other side too. So this is our map. This is our entire universe here, essentially. There are, I guess, conceivably other towns off the map that will come to trade with us later, but we can't actually go visit them. So the first thing we need to do is start finding food and collecting resources and stuff, getting prepared for the winter. I'm going to go ahead and put up some of our little indication screens here on what we're actually doing. This is professions we can have for our villagers. So you'll see we got laborers, builders, all that kind of good stuff. Let's turn on what our resources are currently. This is what we start with, since we haven't built anything yet. The idea is, you got to keep everybody clothes, you got to keep them fed. The herbs are like medicine and stuff. Tools help you collect resources. So there's things you got to maintain and build here to keep your village going. Let's see, what else do we need to show? Event log's important. This tells us, when traders have come or get hit with a natural disaster. So we'll keep that up. And let's see, what else do we need here? Alright, this is our resource limit. Take that back. Here's our resources that we actually have. So I'm going to put that up. So quite a bit less than I thought originally, though we do have a good supply of food right now. I'm going to go ahead and raise our limits here. Let's go ahead and take a couple more logs. Stone. We'll just increase everything a little bit so we don't have to worry about micromanaging the top fuel limits. Cool. Let's see, more food's probably fine for a little bit. Tools. Alright, so let's zoom in here to our town. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to probably build a fishing dock so we can start collecting food right away. And that will be here under food. And we'll just put it as close to the barn as we can, since villagers are going to have to go back and forth. And the closer you get to your drop-off point, the more efficient you are, basically, in this game. So we'll start with that. Also, you can build roads. That helps people travel quicker. So we're going to make a road here in the front of the barn that goes over to the dock, like this, and we'll come up like that. Just a dirt road. Now you see all these little icons of houses above our citizens' heads. That just means that they need housing, and if it gets cold and they start freezing, you're basically SOL, so you got to get some housing going. So I'm also going to look at farming. Since we're in early spring, we could start doing some crops right now, and we can get houses down before we get freezing temperatures. So I'm going to go ahead and build a couple farm fields and get people farming. I'm going to start with small fields, just so you can have one villager manage them. So we'll do this. We'll do an 8 and an 8. And that should provide enough food for us in the immediate future. Let's go ahead and we'll do an orchard too. Let's see what we have there for that. We'll do it here on the side, maybe in between the fishing dock. Let's go out to, that's about as far as we're going to go. So we'll do a 12 by 12 orchard here on the side, and that will clear all of that out automatically. Alright, so now we can start thinking a little bit about houses. Now, I like to keep all the farms as close to our drop-off point, this barn, as possible. This is where everything's stored, except for our raw resources which go outside here on our stockpile. So anything like stone, logs, firewood, all that kind of stuff's going to go right outside in this little stockpile area. Right now we have everybody on labor. Let's go and put a couple people on building. So they can start on that fishing dock. And then let's go ahead and we'll lay down an area here to collect all the trees. So we'll knock this out behind the barn. And we'll also take out all these rocks and iron here. That's what that is. Kind of looks like rocks, but they're more jagged. I guess we already have that down because we're doing the orchard on top of it. So they'll clean that up. Let's go ahead and make this go a little faster. Go. Got our fisher dock going. Nice. Alright, I paused it. We got our little stockpile going. Now let's go ahead and put a couple people on fishing. Probably two, because I don't want to deplete our food too quickly. Alright, now we didn't put anybody on our crops, and we're already in spring, so we better get on that now. Let's see. Don't want to collect stone. Not sure. If anybody knows how to cancel the last command is to go to default, let me know in the comments. Alright, so we got wheat and beans. Those are both great crops from what I know of the game, so I'm happy about that. What do we got here? We have cherries. So wheat, beans, and cherries is what we're going to be eating until we start trading with other villages around us. And then fish, too, of course. So that will make for some interesting meals. You know, we can have some cherry and fish sandwiches. Yummy. Alright, let's go ahead and build a road here in between our orchard, too. In fact, let's go and put a road here behind the barn. And we'll put one down here all the way to the front of the stockpile. Actually, we can't. I guess we're kind of stuck with the stockpile right next to the barn. That's odd. Or are we just overflowing? I think we might be overflowing. Alright, let's get some houses down. We'll do some here. I'm back on pause. We'll start with a stone house. These don't use as much firewood as the wood houses. They take a little longer to build, but I think we're going to be okay. If we start with a couple of these, we'll put them like that. We should still have some people on building, so that should work. We'll drop resources off here at the house. We need people on farming too. That would help. We'll do 3 farmers, and we'll do 1 for each. So I'm going to reduce that. Since we're not going to get anything out of the orchard the first year, we just need someone planting trees. Nothing else to it really, besides just getting them in the dirt. These actually, cherries probably won't even appear on the trees for the next 3 years. So by the end of this episode, we should have something going. Alright, so that was quick for the beans. They're coming up already. Alright, so what else do we need here? Let's do some more roads. A tornado has touched down near our village. Alright, well, that could be bad if it hits us. Tornado, where's the tornado at? I don't know. I don't see it. Last time a tornado touched down in one of my other games, though, it totally wiped out our village. So hopefully this one doesn't hit us. Where are you at, tornado? I don't know. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. If it gets us, it gets us. No, I don't think it got us. Well, I don't know. I hear windy stuff, but alright, it's probably gone. Alright, let's see. We're also going to need a... we're going to need a blacksmith to keep our tools going. And we're also going to need a woodcutter. Woodcutter's pretty important, and I think I'm going to put the woodcutter right here near our drop-off, so we can reduce our time back and forth basically. There we go. Let's go and get somebody on the wood cutting. And we can go ahead and clear out all these trees here. This is all going to be village eventually. We'll turn it into firewood if we need it. Let's go ahead and build a couple wood houses too, even though I wasn't crazy about the idea. We do need to use some of our wood up if we're going to be cutting down trees. So we'll put a couple wood houses here. There, maybe one right here. And let's run a road here on the side. Okay, how are we doing here? Let's take a look at our resources. We lost a little bit of food, but not too much, since our fisher guys are keeping us up a little bit on food. Another thing we can do is we could put a gatherer's hut somewhere, and up here to the north we have a pretty good looking forest. So that's another way to collect food. They just assign a couple villagers to run out in the forest and find some berries and mushrooms and all that kind of good stuff. I was noticing if you kind of peek around here in the forest, you can see some of that laying on the ground, like here's some mushrooms. So I guess they just randomly appear in the forest at times. We got some here behind the house too, from where we've cut down the forest. And then your villagers will run around and collect them. Alright, so it's now late summer in our first year. Let's just go ahead and we'll do clear all resources. We want the rocks and stuff here too. All the iron, we'll take all that good stuff. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and keep people from building here, as we're not going to get anything off this crop, and we'll take down one of our farmers and put it back on labor. Okay, let's throw a road here in the front. Could actually set up another crop, but that would be for next year. But we'll just go ahead and put a placeholder down for it now, because I'd like to have another crop close to the barn. So we'll do another 8x8 right there. And how about another orchard? Keep it one spot away. We'll do another 12x12 since that's kind of the size we were going for last. And let's do some more roads. Got our villagers down here working on this house. It's pretty cool. Alright, one thing I want to do real quick is get our houses done for the winter time. So we're already in autumn, so we need to get these two built. We'll have to make this cherries too, as that's all we have right now, but we're not going to work on it. Alright, looks like we're low on stone. That's probably what's holding us up. So I'm going to go ahead and collect all the stone down here. And we have deer near us too, and probably be a good idea to set up a hunter's lodge at some point. And we might try the hunter's lodge here south of the village and do the gatherer's hut up north, since we got more dense forest. And from what I understand in this game, the forest is kind of what provides all those berries and mushrooms and stuff like that. So you don't want to clear cut that area. Alright, let's lay down some more stone houses. I'm not sure why they're not taking this over there. Alright, they're starting the wood house finally. Good. Alright, we're coming back into spring. I'm going to go ahead and get our other farm going here. So we'll do work on that one, and we'll raise our farmer limit up to 3. Actually, we'll do 4, because I'd like to plant this other field too. And I wish I would clear that off. Let's see, can we raise the priority on that? There we go. Alright, so we're going to make this. We're going to make this wheat. Because that's probably the more useful crop of the two. You can make beer and stuff out of it, which helps keep your villagers happy. And I think that will be the next thing we built. We're going to go ahead and do a tavern. I'll make it right here next to the house, in the wheat fields. And let's go ahead and extend our road up into the forest here. You can start thinking about making a gatherer's hut. Alright, now we got this planted. I'm going to go ahead and turn the work off on that, and we'll just do 3 farmers. And let's go ahead and we'll place a gatherer's hut up here in the forest. We've got herbalist 2. This is like your medicine guy, and that will help us down the road if somebody gets sick. So let's see what else. I'm looking actually for, not the forester. Gatherer's hut, that's what I want. And we'll put this, basically that ring affects where they pick up and collect food. So if we put it right here, that'd be just about right. Another thing that would be good to have would be a school. So let's see. We're going to make a school right here next to the house. Now I heard there's fires in this game. I haven't actually run into a fire yet on any of my single players, but I always keep these wells near, just in case one breaks out. Now if you have disasters on, I guess you don't need it. Or disasters off, rather. But we don't on this one, so just to be safe, we'll throw that down there. There we go. Got a guy named August. Alright. It's a new adult, it's a new worker. So now we got 6 laborers, 3 farmers, 2 fishers. And it looks like we're starting on that gatherer's hut. Another thing we can do is we can put a house up here in the forest. That way they'll work closer to where they live and reduce time when they have to go in to seek shelter and they're done with working for the night or whatever. And just go right next door. Guess we could go ahead and set up another supply area. That might be a good idea. Could do it right here next to the school. We'll do a 10 by 10 stockpile. Right there. And they could drop all that iron and stuff in there, so we'll keep us from getting that message over and over again. Let's go ahead and remove all these resources here. Alright, so now we're in late autumn for year 2. How are we doing our food? We're getting a little sparse there on food. Still got our fishers going. A little worried about starving here. What can we do to help that problem? We can go and put another guy on fishing. I guess 2 more people. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Go ahead and max out fishing. That will probably help a little bit. Can also reduce our travel time between the fishing area and the barn. That will help a little bit. But seeing as it's going to be highly traversed anyway, might as well do it. Basically, by going stone roads, people walk faster. Let's go and put a couple people on gathering. Even though we don't have a gatherer's hut, I think they'll build it if faster that way, if we set someone on it. Alright, we got our blacksmith coming along, that's good. Oh, it's a tavern, that's right. Okay, well we should build a blacksmith. I guess we don't have one down yet. We have 5 houses, we got a school, and we got a tavern. So let's go ahead and do a blacksmith next. Let's see, town service, where would that be? Food, here it is, great. So we'll do a blacksmith across the street. What do we do down here? Right across from the stockpile, so be less downtime for him to get his metal. Alright, looks like we're going to make it. We're back into late winter where it's thawing out a little bit. That's nice because we're not going to freeze to death. Now it's up to 40 degrees. So we're kind of out of the thick of the woods here. And we're going to have our gatherer's hut too. Alright, so we still have our people on farming. We'll do 3 farms again. That should be fine. The trees aren't ready, so I'm just going to keep the 3 farms going. And fishers, let's reduce that to 3, but we're going to go ahead and now we're going to add gatherers. So we'll go ahead and do 3 gatherers out of 4, 3 fishers, and that will help our food supply out. Not only that, but it makes us more healthy by having a more diverse food source. than just doing all fish or all crops. This heart bar here is our health, and over here is our happiness. So we're doing really good on happiness. We're doing like a B basically out of 5 stars, or 4 out of 5 stars basically for health. And we have pretty good crops, so I'm not worried too much about us being too unhealthy right now. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll add another crop here. We could actually add a pasture too in case we end up getting cattle, but we're not going to be getting that anytime soon. We don't even have a trader's market. We could do a little small field, I suppose. Don't want to do that. Nah. I guess the next field we should do is a big one. But let's go ahead and we'll put down a tailor. That's another service we don't have. And that will make clothes to keep our citizens happy during the wintertime so they don't freeze as fast. Alright. Here we go. Let's turn this and put it on the road here by the fields. Actually, we can put it right here too. That works. We'll have the tailor, blacksmith, and school all together. Kind of all our city services. One-stop shopping here. We've got our Wraulings Mall. Alright. You guys are putting it together pretty fast. Another thing we can do here on this is see how we're doing as far as collection. So it shows you what you collected last year and this year. So we're right on track probably. And this will help a lot having our gathering hut. So now we're getting mushrooms, roots, berries, all that good stuff. Along with we'll have beans and wheat at the end of the year. And soon we should probably start getting beer made too. And we can use all these different resources to make beer, but I think I'm going to use wheat since we have more wheat than other things, so we can get it every year. You can also make it out of berries, but we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and put one person on brewer. And a beer is a great thing to trade too once we get our trading supply area done. Let's go ahead and finish out our roads here near the orchard. We'll just make dirt roads. We don't need them to all be stone. But I think I'm probably going to stick our market right here, and then I'll put our trading area right next to it. So market is pretty important. It's the way that your villagers get their resources easily. So let's go ahead and, whoops, that's dirt road. Market, there we go. We'll put that right next to the orchard. I think I want to back it up a little bit because I like to have the trading post right next to it. So maybe we should put the trading post down first. Just so we know we have room. I can really stick that out in the water, it looks like. So I think we're going to do that. Can't put it there. If we come in one like that, gonna block the whole river though. I guess we'll come back a little bit. We'll come back one space. There we go. There's our trading post, and then we're going to make our market right next to that. So all the resources don't have to travel far to get to our post. Because basically we'll have people working in here carrying back and forth supplies from the market. And then we'll go ahead and do our market right next to that. So Wraulings is coming around. Looks looking pretty good. Things are happening. Haven't had anyone die yet, I don't think. And everybody is warm. We have a good supply of food. We just finished autumn with about 500 food, but with our gatherers and all that, we should be okay. Since we've already harvested our fields, I'm going to take our farmers off here, and we're going to put another guy on fishing and another guy on gathering till next year, and then we'll take these two guys and we'll put them on general labor, or let's keep them on that. Alright, let's start making some more roads here. We can make our whole residential area right in the same zone. We could actually put some stuff up here on the north side too. It would be good to have some houses by our market and our trading area. So we'll cut down the time it takes them to get back and forth to their house or their work area. So let's go ahead and start on that. We'll make a road here alongside the market. And let's build a couple stone houses. Now we could do a crop right behind here, so I think I'm going to give it a little room. We'll just put 2 houses right here. Next year we can probably work our trees. I think we could start getting something off them. It's been 3 years. So I'm thinking of doing that. We could also make a little pasture back there. What to do? We need a gatherer's hut still. But now I'm going to go ahead and keep this crops. We'll just fill this all in. So this is going to be a 12 by 10 area. Yeah, that'll work. We'll make that wheat too, and we'll put another farmer on it next year. I could have made that a little smaller. Actually, let's just go ahead and do it. We'll delete this, and we'll put a couple houses here on the road. And then we'll fill in the rest with that crop. There we go. And let's go ahead and make this wheat too. Or should we make it beans? Beans or wheat? Well, seeing as we're making beer, we're going to make it wheat. Because we're going to export some beer too. That's the idea. We want to make some money. So we'll start collecting that in a little larger quantities. Got more children coming in. Right now we have 6 kids. We need a teacher. That would help. So we'll take one of our laborers, we'll turn him into a full-time teacher, and then all our citizens will be educated when they come out of childhood and be able to help us a little bit better. We have our log limits, our fuel limit, already at the peak, so I'm going to go ahead and set our limits higher for the fuel. We'll take us all the way up to, let's say, 600. And we can also export logs, so that would be a good thing to do. No one's going to freeze, though. And it looks like no one's going to starve. So we're doing pretty good here in Wraulington. Year 3, now year 4. And after we hit the end of year 5, we're going to go and call it an episode, and we'll continue with year 6 coming up next. Another thing we can do up here in the forest is we can build ourselves a hunter's lodge. It'd be another way to diversify our food, and also that leather we get from the deer we will be able to make different coats and clothes and stuff with for our tailor. So we do need that. I think we're going to put that right across from the house up here. There we go. And we'll plug down another stone house here. Alright, we need tools, so that's going to be a problem, so we're going to have to increase the priority here of the tool shed. Because if we don't have tools, we can't farm and we can't cut down trees or anything. So we need that done. In fact, I'm going to put someone on blacksmith. Alright, we need people on farming too. Oh, we're in late spring already too. That's not good. That's going to hurt our crops. My bad. Need to take it off such a fast speed here. Didn't even realize we weren't on farming. Wheat and beans grow pretty fast though, so I'm not too worried about running out of food. And we still got 1,000 too. Let's go and we'll go and keep this up since we got on farming so late. We're gonna have a small crop this year. Alright, so we'll turn down our builders to 1. I think we have students now. 1 student. Awesome. let's go and clear this out. And we'll clear this out too. A little worried about how things are going right now, because we need those tools. Alright, we have Gatherer's Hut, crop fields, and herbalist would be good. It's kind of like the medicine dude. He collects two from, I think, the wilds, so I'm going to put him way out here. If I'm right, you guys can tell me if that's correct or not. I think the herbalist collects from resources just out, like the berries and all that kind of good stuff. So I'll keep him out in the forest too. Alright, take the road on down to him. Alright, we already got those done, so I'm going to take the farmers off, put them on labor, and put another guy in building. I'd like to get this blacksmith done. Let's see, we just need stone, basically. So let's go ahead and make sure we collect stone from anything around us. There we go. We have any stone up here? A little bit. Anything of stone, let's collect that. And just, we're going to double check, make sure our priority's set high here on the blacksmith. Looks like they're dropping off resources, so that's good. It's just taking a while because they're not able to use tools to collect rocks. So they're basically breaking rocks with their hands right now. And that's my bad. They didn't finish with our field here. That's not good. But we're still good on food. We got almost 1,400. We don't have enough villagers to really worry about starving. We got plenty of firewood. In fact, I'm going to probably take the guy off woodcutter, and we're going to put him also on helping out getting that stuff collected for the blacksmith. Where else do we have stone? Looks like we have some up here. Getting close. They'll start building soon, and once you get there, you're pretty much good. So, but I definitely want tools for next season for growing crops. Alright, we're already almost in spring. There we go. Now we can get someone to build it. One thing that would be good to add here to the south while they're putting that together is a forester to keep this all wooded. That will give us just more logs down the road, and also we could add another hunting lodge down here to the south. So we're going to make a forester right here near the village. Keeps it looking nice too, right? People like trees. So Forester's Lodge, we'll butt it right up next to the back side here of the village. Like that. And we'll go ahead and put one guy on Forester. Alright, before we get too late, let's go ahead and switch. We're already in spring. Our farmer's back over. Playing on speed 10 is a little bit too fast when we're trying to micromanage everything. So let's see, let's do 3 farmers. And we're going to go ahead and take this off too. We'll go ahead and, yeah, we can harvest these cherries now, so we'll go ahead and allow the work on those. And we might go ahead and increase one of our fishers. We'll go and make them a farmer too. It's taking forever to build since we don't have any tools. Great. Alright, we already got somebody working on tools. Make sure we have iron. Maybe something we'll need for tools. So I'm going to make sure we collect all this up here. And we got some hidden in the forest over there, so they can collect that. Iron and wood is what you need for tools. We'll go ahead and clear out this part of the forest. Oops. Removal. Yeah, here we go. We're going to go ahead and stick someone on tailoring too. Help reduce our wood consumption so we can save some for making tools instead of burning it all in the fireplaces. And our tailor is coming along here. We are almost done. Awesome. Alright, so now we kind of have basic services. Still need to get our herbalist, which is our medicine man, basically. There's also a hospital, so when something does, like an outbreak does happen, we have a place to send people. So I think you need kind of a combination of herbalist and a hospital. So seeing as we have our little town center going here, I might go ahead and throw a hospital over here, maybe by the orchard. That could work. We'll go ahead and put a road here along our orchard. We might be able to put some more houses back here too. No, it doesn't look like it. I couldn't really leave enough space. Dope. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and put a house here, and we'll put a hospital too. Just in case something hits us, we get a outbreak of disease or something like that, we'll be ready to go. Alright, next thing we're going to put our priority on is getting that Hunter's Lodge done, because we need leather to be able to make clothes. So I'd like to get all that done next. And we're going to take down some more trees, because we'll need these for both firewood and for tools. And we do have the forester coming in, so we could really clear all these out and it'll be okay. Alright, we got our supply of food going in good. We're at about 2,000 food. We still have 100 some firewood. That should get us through this season, but we're going to need to step up our game on that firewood. And we'll go ahead and put a guy back on wood cutting too, just so we're keeping up with demand during the winter. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take the guy of tailor since we don't have any resources for it. And we only need one blacksmith. That was a mistake. Alright. Farmers should help collect while they're on off-season. How are we doing on our market? That will be next. We need more stone for the market. So probably what we need to do in the next episode is lay down our stone-cutters field, or stone-cutters pit, or whatever you want to call it. Got to find a good spot for it. And I don't want to put it right next to the town, but I don't want it too far away. So I'll probably put a miner's camp up here in the mountains, and I'll put the stonecutters camp to the south somewhere, maybe right here in the middle, south of the forest. and we'll just build another village down there. By having a separate area, separate housing, and maybe a second little village down here south on the creek, if we get hit with a tornado or something too, or a big fire or epidemic, we won't lose everything. We got more children coming in. It's looking good. And we got more adults too, so we're not doing too bad on that front. Got good growth happening. We're up to, what, 29 people now? It's nice. Alright, we're low on iron again. So yeah, definitely going to need more iron in the next episode. I guess we're going to go ahead and just clear out all the iron from down here until we build our mine, which then we will be able to harvest it from inside the mountains. So let's go and extend this dirt road down, and we'll collect all the iron. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this episode. I don't want to drag this out forever, but this is a fun game. I enjoy it. I know it's a little bit different than the norm. You know, I usually am into like player versus player stuff, but this is a nice change up. Something different from Rebelcraft and from Wizard Wars. I will be looking at playing what is it, Starbound, or something like that. I was talking about it earlier. Let me see. I don't know why I call it Starbound. I guess that's a different game. Starmade. But if you guys are interested in seeing that, it's another voxel-based game. And I have not played it yet, but I saw something that Yogcast did on YouTube for it, and it looked like it was pretty interesting. So I'll probably give that a try here. But anyway, we're starting in our year 6. So far, so good. No major disasters. The only thing that happened is that tornado came through, but it didn't hit our town. So we lucked out there, and hopefully we'll stave off anything else disastrous in the next episode. Go ahead and save it now, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.